Okay, up next we've got subtract fractions with common denominators. And again, as I will say many times in this stream, this is no different from the subtraction that we did back in first and second grade. And in fact, it's easier than a lot of the subtraction we've been doing in the third and fourth grade curriculum. A lot of math is just the exact same thing you already learned, just repackaged. This is the same thing you learned when you were adding 1 plus 2, or 4 minus 1, or 8 minus 2. This is the exact same thing as that. It's just that there's a denominator involved telling you how much each piece is. So for example, if I have 4 halves minus 1 half, if I have 4 of something minus 1 of that same thing, I do indeed have 3 halves. 4 twelfths minus 3 twelfths, well, 4 minus 3 is 1. So that would be 1 twelfth, not 2 twelfths. 8 minus 2 is 6, not 10. So this should be 6 tenths and not 10 tenths. Again, this is like kindergarten first level addition and subtracting that we're doing. Don't be intimidated by the fact that there happens to be a denominator as well. So long as the denominators are all the same, you are good to go. You are not even really working with fractions. It's just plain, ordinary whole number arithmetic. Let's see. 7 minus 5 is 2. And then 2 whats? 2, what are we counting? We're counting tenths. 7 tenths minus 5 tenths, 2 tenths. Let's see. 3 minus 2 is 1 over 5, not 5 over 5. That's wrong. 4 minus 3 is indeed 1. However, the denominator is not the same. You cannot count up or down, positive or negative. You cannot count them together unless they have the same denominator. So B is not correct. How about C? 7 minus 2 is 5. Good start. And yes, indeed, we are counting thirds. We are counting thirds. We are counting thirds. We start with thirds. We end with thirds. We're done. 7 thirds minus 2 thirds is 5 thirds. Five minus 2 is 3 over 3. We are over 10. 11 minus 4, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. We get 7 fourths. I'm sorry, haha, 7 tenths. Again, as always, make sure you're checking your work before you hit that check button. When I start to get going too fast, I tend to make mistakes. So you will see me on this channel, it has happened before, where I make basic mistakes on basic problems. The idea is using it as a learning opportunity rather than a reason to be ashamed. I've been teaching math for 21 years. I make basic mistakes. Of course, you're allowed to make basic mistakes too. If I do it, how could you possibly not? Because I've been studying this my entire life. 8 minus 2 is 6 eighths, not 4 eighths, so that's wrong. 3 minus 1 would be 2 over 2, not 4 over 2. So 5 minus 2 is 3, and they're all fourths. That one's good to go. One more. 5 thirds minus 1 third. Well, again, if I have 5 of anything, so long as they're all of the same thing. If I have 5 oranges, and I take away 1 orange, I have 4 oranges. It's just in this case, the oranges happen to be thirds. Could even be thirds of oranges for all I know. Subtract fractions with common denominators. Done.